Welcome to the Meditation Realm, Planeswalkers. I'm Caleb, your guide through the Blind Eternities, and in today's video, we got ourselves another collector box from the Brothers War. We're going to open this up and see what we get lucky with again. The last one we opened up had a lot more of the retro artifacts than I was expecting. They seem to have, 4 in every pack. It was actually more, seemed like it was more uncommon to get stuff from the set than it was to get stuff that wasn't from the set between the retro and the commander. But a lot of good stuff. Had some decent value this last time. Maybe we'll luck out and get ourselves one of the retro framed serialized cards. We're going to go on to pack one. This time I'll browse through the commons a little quicker. Again, the packaging on this Brothers War is a little tighter than it was on the last set. It really seems to vary as of late how strong that adhesive is. So we gotta start off with an Unleashed Shell, a Phalanx Vanguard, a Disfigure, an Excavation Explosion, a Third Path Iconoclast. This guy is actually going to be pretty good for Commander. One of those creatures that, like Young Pyromancer, Spellslinger decks, you make a bunch of tokens when you cast this guy. And unique synergy being colorless artifacts and soldiers. I mean, soldier synergy, artifacts being able to tap for other stuff, pretty good. He's going to see a lot of play, easily. We have an Argivian Avenger. And then we have our planes. And we have our first foil mythic rare. We have Gix, the Yawgmoth Praetor. And then we have another mythic rare, this time non-foil, borderless, In the Trenches. We have a borderless rare, the Artificer's Dragon. We have a foil retro Swiftfoot Boots in the archive version, I believe, or schematic, I recall what they call this one. I believe it's schematic. And then we have an Elsewhere Flask, non-foil. We have a Quicksilver Amulet, non-foil. We've got a foil Transformer. We got Blitzwing, the Cruel Tormentor. And they have the Transformers in every pack unless there's a mistake. The Shattered Glass ones haven't been too many, and then the foil Shattered Glass ones are very rare. So we got him, and then a Precursor Golem. Is he mythic? He is. And I'll put the Golem to the side. Alright, not a bad pack one. And it seemed like every token was a Power Stone token with something else on the side in the collector boxes. The Transformers cards, while being in every pack, the foils have been pretty infrequent for most of them. I'm curious to see what the value is going to be on them. Quickly browse through these comments. Scrapwork Mutt, Deadly Riposte, Zephyr Sentinel, Gaia's Courser, Mountain. Our foil rare, the Temporal Anchor. We've got a non-foil borderless Gix's Command. From the Commander set, we got Terracer's Devastation in the borderless. We got a foil Pristine Talisman, an Ornithopter, Astral Cornucopia. We got Arcee, the Sharpshooter, or Autobot. And then we got a mythic foil Cage Sun. Nice. Cage Sun's always a great card in those monocolor commander decks. A lot of ramp there. And another token, yeah, it's like Power Stones on each side. Ooh, it's a Healy emblem, but yeah, it's like Power Stone on all of them. Alright, not bad, not bad. We're doing pretty good. We've got 4, 5 mythics so far. That's pretty good for only 2 packs in. Let's see how much luckier we can get. Alright. We got a Burrowing Razor Maw, Warlord's Elite, Desynchronize, Pendragon Strongbow, Spectrum Sentinel, Combat Thresher, our Plains. We got a Mythic Rare. We got Mishra, claimed by Gix, in the foil. This is one of the cards that melds. And we got the top half of it. Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. Nice. And then we got one of the lands. This is the Soldier Land, Fortified Beachhead. This card's actually really good for the Soldier decks. I see Standard and Pioneer actually wanting to play this because it's a color fixer land, and just having, even though it's a little expensive, having that static ability to pump your team in the mid to late game is pretty valuable. Pretty good. I like that. And it's borderless too. And then we got a borderless Wire Surgeons from the Commander decks. Then we got a Chromatic Star in the foil. Sigil of Valor. Blackblade Reforged. And looks like it's in that schematic art. Ooh, we got Megatron the Tyrant in the foil. He's pretty sweet. Backside is Megatron the Destructive Force. And our last card, we got a borderless foil, Urza's Command. Commands are pretty good in this set, and I think Urza's Command is very good for like Standard and Pioneer especially. Instant, draw a card, create a tapped Power Stone token. For a lot of decks it's going to be really good, or just instant speed, create a tapped Power Stone token and a colorless construct token to be able to attack with on your next turn. Going to be pretty good. We'll definitely see. I can imagine this seeing a lot of play. I could be wrong. It happens, but I think it's going to see a lot of play. Alright, on to the next pack. I've yet to see any serialized cards in any of the videos I've seen on YouTube yet either. That was a Power Plant Worker, a Latinum Adept next. I don't know if anybody's posted one yet with a serialized card. I'll have to keep looking at it throughout the next couple of days, but they seem to be very rare. Somebody opened up a master case of 24 collector boosters and didn't get a single one, is what I was reading. And can't remember if it was a TCG article or an MTG Rocks article, but it's like the odds on that is so low. We got a Soul Patrician for our first foil rare. And then we got Kayla's Reconstruction for our foil borderless card. Geology Enthusiast, or non-foil for the Kayla's Reconstruction. And then we got another non-foil, Geology Enthusiast. Another Sigil of Valor. A Soul Guide Lantern. Ashnod's Altar, always a good commander staple. We got Prowl, the Stoic Strategist. Backside is the Pursuit Vehicle. And then we got Sculpting Steel for our last foil retro. Nice, also another good commander staple. Foils. One with the foil over there. Curious to see how many mythics we'll have at the end here. It already seems like I have more than I did in the last one. I think I only had nine mythics in the last collector booster we opened. So we got a Broken Wings, another third pass Savant. Overwhelming Remorse. That's what a lot of people feel buying Magic Product now. Gaia's Gift. Haywire Might. Haley Vanguard and Island. Alright. So we got Diabolic Intent. This is a pretty good reprint, actually. I see this seeing standard in Pioneer play potentially. A constructed tutor, and the additional cost of sacrificing a creature can actually be beneficial depending on the type of deck you're playing. This card's going to see some play. I can see it. It could end up being a bulk bin rare, but I highly doubt it. Tutors usually get abused somewhere. And then, we got one of the prototype mythics, the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. This is somebody who I think is going to see some decent amount of Commander play, and potentially some Standard play. Maybe Pioneer. Those constructed formats might like it, but Commander, this guy's a big guy to deal with. And the pay life equal to its powered for ward, and it's got lifelink itself, so it gets there. But as far as getting yourself some extra life, this guy's gonna be really good. And then we got a Commander borderless card. We got the Blast Furnace Hellkite. Oh, my camera's trying to catch up here. Nice. And then we got Mishra's Bubble. In the, looks like the schematic version. We got a Springleaf Drone. A Precursor Golem. We've got Ultra Magnus, the Tactician. Backside is the Armor Carrier. And then our last card, a mythic borderless card, we have the Clay Champion. This guy's kind of interesting. You have to dump specifically double of green or white mana for his effects. But for when you do, even if you're only paying the minimum of 4 mana to play him, you spend 4 green mana, enters the battlefield with 3/1 counters on it for each 2 green spent on it. So he's at 8/8 for 4 mana if you spent 4 green on him in a mono green deck. You could split up the counters by going white that way, so he splits up with as well. This he's pretty good. I can see him seeing a lot of Commander play, especially because, that X where you'll get more value. But even in Standard and Pioneer, dropping a big dude like this can sway games real quick. Nice, so we got 2 borderless mythics in that pack. And then a Transformer mythic. Wow, what are you guys on the mythics? Well, let's see how much better we can get in the next pack. We have Stone Retrieval Unit, the Dwarven Forest Chanter, Survivor of Corliss, Refractor, No One Left Behind, Yotian Tactician. We had a pretty sweet looking Swamp. We got our foil rare, Kayla's Reconstruction. We got Hall of Tagson for our borderless land. This is another one that's going to be a Commander staple. Just, for those, for many decks, creating a tapped Power Stone token in the mid to late game, and, it's just a colorless land, is going to be really big. Easy upgrade for the colorless Commander decks for a lot of those general lands you're running just to fill. And a Commander card, we have the Sardian Avenger, the borderless. We have a foil Ichor Wellspring, a non-foil Bonesaw, a Defense Grid, Starscream, the Power Hungry, and then we have a Gix's Command in the foil. Not a bad pack, not a great pack there. I like Gix's Command, but seems to be so many expensive commands. I think it might be the weakest of the commands. 5 mana, destroy each creature with power 2 or less, and commander is kind of weak. You'll hit some things against token decks. Make each opponent sacrifice a creature with the highest power, but then again, for 5 mana, you're spending a lot to get that effect, and then something else that's kind of meager. Alright, Perimeter Patrol, Gixian Infiltrator, Ambush Paratrooper, Scrapwork Rager, Skyfisher Spider, Heavyweight Demolisher. We got an island. Our foil rare is Harbin, the Vanguard Aviator. Gonna be one of those soldier staples. We got a borderless Misery Shadow. He's probably the best shade that's been ever printed. Graveyard Hayden and a colorless buff. We got a commander card here with Hexibus. We got a Foil Foundry Inspector, a Jaloon Tomb, Journeyer's Kite. We have Jetfire, the Ingenious Scientist. That's the backside, the Air Guardian. And then our retro foil is a Cloud Key. Not bad. We're down to our last 5 packs. Still, doesn't seem like we're going to be one of the lucky ones as well with getting one of the serialized cards. It's still an opportunity. We still got a few packs left. They're going to be rarer than people were initially expecting. I expect them to actually, if you luck out and get one, they're going to be pretty expensive. Especially if you get one of, the few, few numbered ones that some people care about. Getting the number 1, the number 500, 69, 420 for those jokester people. Those ones will run a little more expensive than the other ones, but on average, they'll all be about the same price. We got a Bulwark, Demolition Field. Now, if my camera can focus here, this land is just a straight upgrade to Field of Ruin in your decks if you are already running Field of Ruin. And if you haven't been running Field of Ruin and you don't have the money for Strip Mine and Wasteland, this is easily your best land destruction option to easily throw into a deck. Takes up a land slot, but if you're in a 1 or 2 color deck, that's not really too harmful with the colorless mana. And usually Field of Ruin would be worse in the multiplayer commander games because you're giving each opponent a free land, letting 2 players ramp while you stay neutral with the person you hit. But this way, you just stay neutral. So, really good. Good upgrade. Glad they printed this. We got Loran, the Disciple of History. And then our Forest. Alright, on to the rares. We have a foil Fateful Handoff. A borderless Temporal Anchor. A borderless Terror Ballista. A foil Self-Assembler. A non-foil Liquid Metal Coating. We have a Mythic. We have Platinum Angel in the non-foil. Ooh, we got one of the Shattered Glass non-foils. We got Flame War, the Brash Veteran. Flip my camera there. And the Streetwise Operative. And then we got a foil borderless Deathbloom Ritualist. Again, I said this in the last video. I think this will see some play for commander decks. It's just it's a little expensive to normally cast, but if you can reanimate it or play it in the mid game with a heavy guard, this guy's just going to get you so far ahead so quickly. Great mana fixer. Alright. Get through our commons. We got Moment of Defiance, Coilless Rock, Thrax of Demon, Arms Race, Gruesome Realization. Alright. We got our Swamp. We got a Steel Seraph, foil rare. Then we got Visions of Phyrexia for our non-foil borderless. We got Urza's Workshop for our commander card. This is a card that's going to be really good for the commander decks. It's, again, a straight upgrade to a lot of the lands you were already running. And it's going to be able to add you a ton of land for the other lands you control already in those decks, which you're likely running in the colorless decks. Really good land. Highly recommend picking it up if you're running an Eldrazi colorless or otherwise a colorless deck. Almost every colorless deck I've seen has been with one of the Eldrazi at the helm, but definitely get it whatever colorless commander you're running. Pristine Talisman, Burnished Heart, Mazemind Tomb. We have Goldbug, Humanity's Ally. He's the Scrappy Scout on the backside. And we got an Underground River in the foil. Borderless. Nice. Haven't seen too many of the mana fixing lands in either collector box I've opened so far. They're pretty uncommon. I think people weren't expecting the retro cards to be as frequent as they are. It seems like every pack has 4 of them. So I see a lot of cards in that retro, unless it's one of the mythic ones, dropping a lot. Alright, my camera hopefully can catch up here. Focus on the value. Alright, there we go. Wasteful. Oh, nope. Alright, we'll catch up here through a... Ooh, so now here is one of the power uncommons in the set that I think is going to go into a lot of mono white decks. Lay Down Arms, it's the next path deck, similar to Swords to Plowshares, I should say. Exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life. So it scales to how much longer the game's going. Yes, it's not going to hit a 6-drop reanimated on turn 3 or 4 like Swords to Plowshares would, but this card is really good. It'd be really good if my camera could help focus on it. There we go. And it's pretty too. Alright, Battlefield Butcher. And then we're to the mountain. Alright. We got our first foil rare, a Razorlash Transmigrant. And we got our Borderless Tyrant of Care Ridges. We've got another Commander Kayla's Music Box in the Borderless. Burnished Heart in our foil retro. We got a Sigil of Valor for our non-foil. We got a Staff of Domination for our mythic retro non-foil. Again, another Commander Staples, combo central with us in so many decks. We have Jetfire, the ingenious scientist. Backside, it's the Air Guardian. And we've got Hurkyl's Final Meditation in the foil borderless. Alright. The last 2 packs, folks. Thanks again for joining me. If you haven't already done it, like, share, subscribe. Always happy to have you here. Alright. Speed through these commons. Alright, there's our plans. We got our foil mythic to start off with. Nice. The Platoon Dispenser. And then we have a borderless Lorna of the Third Path. A Smelting Vat borderless from the Commander decks. We have Chromatic Star and the foil. Back-to-back Chromatic Star. Yeah, both the same, neither one schematic. Cloud Key. Looks like it is in the schematic. We have Megatron for our Autobot. And then we have a mythic foil borderless for our last card, the Skitterbloom Battalion. These are prototype cards. I think are going to be interesting to see how they play out. They seem pretty balanced as far as the prototype effect, but some of them are definitely stronger than others being able to get them out. Even though, you're not going to cheat them out, quote unquote, as early. But still, I think it's an interesting effect. Curious to see how they adapt this later on. And we're on to our last pack. It's been a pretty heavy mythic box. I think maybe I'm wrong. I thought some of the Transformer cards were just rares. I think every Transformer card I opened was mythic. They don't look rare on the symbol. Alright, skipping through our commons, uncommons, got our forest. We got an autonomous assembler for our first foil rare. Titania's Command for our borderless. Geology Enthusiast on the borderless. We got a Millstone. A Jaloom Tomb. Howling Mine. Blitzwing, the Cruel Tormentor. And then a Kayla's Command in the borderless foil. Nice. Alright. So let's see, what do we get for mythics here? Was every Transformer mythic? The symbol looks, maybe it is. Maybe just all the Transformers have a mythic symbol on them. We only got one of the Shattered Glass ones. So yeah, every Transformer is just mythic. Okay. I thought they had different rarities. So besides the Transformers, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11. 11? Yeah, we got 11 mythics out of our 16 collector packs. Not bad, not bad. Not counting the Autobots, obviously. The Autobots don't seem to feel like they're going to retain much value. I don't think as much of the Magic community enjoys that product involved in Brothers War. I know a lot of people have told me that they feel it was kind of added on just to throw it into an artifact set. I could agree it maybe should have been a supplemental set alongside this, but that's Wizards of the Coast for you. They're always throwing out so much new stuff nowadays. I'm curious to see how well these retro artifacts age in value, or even just in the near future, because there's a lot of them, and I think they're going to drop for just about everything that's not a mythic. So we'll see. Hopefully, some of these will retain some value, but I could definitely see a lot of it's just going to dump. Like most standard sets, there's so many different versions now, unless you're getting one of the rarer cards, like the Shattered Glass or the serialized. Again, we didn't hit a serialized, but still a lot of normal value in these sets. A lot of fun opening these, absolutely. If you like opening the boxes, obviously just buy them. Otherwise, I recommend just getting singles. You can probably pick up every single rare and mythic in this set for less than it costs to buy a collector box, would be my guess. I haven't mapped it yet. If you guys do, put it down in the comments and let me know. Thank you again for joining me, Planeswalkers. Happy to have you here, and I'll see you again on the next video.